bigcal, and welcome to my world. Today is another recent video games pickups video, and it is a random one. Yeah, we don't have a proper theme for this because this is just stuff that wouldn't really fit in any of the other videos that I currently have planned. Yeah, I'm finally almost caught up with all the pickups I got in the last year and a half, and when the year I was ill, to then buying stuff and things while I've been going through all the others, showing the videos off. I've only got maybe 2 or 3 left, and then I'm caught up. I can start again from scratch. Yeah, so this one's all random. So we'll get started then with a couple of things that I can't show footage of. We have first a couple of no, this one is the other one, yeah. So this one is a DVD quiz game. It is a DVD version of Family Fortunes. Yeah, so actually, when I first got this, I played it in my PC and I gave it a test and it all seemed fine. Realised I'd not recorded game footage. Thought, fine, I'll do it later. A year passes, get ready to do this video. I thought, oh, I haven't recorded game footage. Put the disc back in. The disc needs a very good clean, I think. Maybe even a resurfacing because it just wasn't playing very well at all. I might have shown a little bit of footage. I don't know if I saved it or not, but it ran like crap and I couldn't get anywhere with it. Yeah, but just an interesting thing, DVD quiz game to add to my quiz game collection. And another one, a quiz game. This one's for the PC, but Windows 10 will not let me install it because it's that old apparently, which is odd because I can still install other games that are older than this from disc. Yeah, and that is just the Carlin pub quiz. Yeah. Can't imagine it's very good. It looks kind of terrible, but again, just seemed like an interesting thing for my quiz game collection. So let's get moving on now to some stuff I can actually show footage of. Starting with, for the Sega Genesis, not just the Mega Drive, this is American of course, it is Wheel of Fortune. And it's Wheel of Fortune. Not much else is needed, right? You spin the wheel, you pick a letter and hope for the best. It looks pretty good for a 16-bit game and has voices too, albeit not great. But yeah, overall, for Wheel of Fortune, thinking of my own spin-off series, Wheel of Games. Yeah, for Wheel of Fortune on the Genesis, this is pretty good. Does exactly what you would expect it to do. Yeah, so another one for my quiz game collection. So yeah, and then to add to that, we have also for the Sega Genesis, Jeopardy. And just like Wheel of Fortune, this is simply Jeopardy, but on a 16-bit console. Presentation here though is much more basic with no animation, no music, and for the time I played it, only about 2 voice clips, and they weren't very good at that. This is about as basic and dull as it gets. Plus, I just didn't know any of the answers. Honestly, the 8-bit versions that I have of Jeopardy look and sound and play pretty much the same as the 16-bit ones. They put no effort into that at all. Right. Okay, let's get to a few wrestling games and sort of oddities now for my collection, as I have the first WonderSwan game to add to my collection. There it is, nice little WonderSwan cartridge, and I'll have to read just from my thing. Shin Nihon Pro Wrestling Tokon Retsuden. Yeah, that one. This is a handheld version of the PlayStation game with the same name. While it is in Japanese, I was able to easily get into a match, and thanks to the limited buttons on the WonderSwan, figuring out how to play was fairly easy too. It isn't the deepest of wrestling games, but considering the quality of a lot of handheld wrestling games, this one might rank pretty high for how easy it is to get into it and by how fun it actually seemed. So yeah, didn't spend much time with it, but it plays well, looks okay, but I just don't see myself buying a WonderSwan to play it. Yeah, so my first WonderSwan game, and a wrestling one at that. So obviously just have to emulate it to record game footage, but yeah, not a bad handheld wrestling game. So yeah, and moving on then to another wrestling game for the WonderSwan Colour. And this one is Kinnikuman 2 Dream Tag Team. Despite being in colour on a more powerful system, this game doesn't seem as technically advanced as the previous one I just showed. All I could do was punch, jump, kick, a German suplex, and my finisher when I collected an item that showed up on screen. No grappling or any variation of moves that I could figure out. Now, perhaps there is more to the game that requires reading a guide or just the instruction manual, but as far as pick up and play goes, very, very boring and a bit disappointing. Yeah, so not too impressed with the WonderSwan colour game here. Yeah, the one just on the regular WonderSwan. It's definitely seemed like a more interesting game. So, yeah, maybe I've just not played it right. That could very well be a reason. Next then, another wrestling game. This one is again for a system that I don't own. And like the WonderSwan, probably will never own. I just have no interest in it. It's for the Atari 2600 Title Match Pro Wrestling. Why are the cartridges upside down? Because you plug them in that way. And then the title's upside down, so it's like that. Stupid. Yep, this looks and plays like every other Atari 2600 game I've played in the past. Like shite. Nothing more to say on this one. It is purely for my wrestling game collection. Yeah, I don't enjoy Atari games. I really don't. It's just before my time. The NES, that's what I grew up with. That's what the first console I had as a kid. So that's kind of as far back as I can go. I can appreciate the NES games and the Master System games. But you go back before then, and they're just kind of, blocky, squiggly messes with like one, maybe, you were lucky if you had two buttons for an input. Yeah, they're not very fun. They look and sound like crap. And I have absolutely zero nostalgia for any of them. So, yep, just one for the wrestling game collection. And lastly then, we have an original Xbox game, exclusive to that console, and as far as I'm aware, still an exclusive. Didn't get a PC didn't get a PC port, and I'm not even sure if it's backwards compatible with the modern Xboxes, because there's only certain games that are. That is Talk Prehistoric Punk, a 3D action platformer, not just exclusive to the Xbox, but to North America too. So yeah, I had to import it from Canada land. You play as Talk and traverse levels by jumping, double jumping, and attacking. You can attack with a basic combo like in a lot of these action platformers, or use a boomerang for ranged attacks. The story is that your dad has been kidnapped because he has magical powers. And it turns out you do as well. So you have to learn how to use them and then head off to save your dear old dad. Yeah, it's a very generic 3D platformer from the time, and certainly not one of the better ones, but it is one that I am glad to now own. Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend going out of your way at all to buy this. I got it fairly cheap from Canada. With postage, I think it came to about 20 quid, so I'm okay with that. We never got it here because I guess they just didn't see the point. I highly doubt it sold very well. No one really talks about it. But I'm happy to have it in my collection because I love the original Xbox. I love 3D platformers. And so now I finally own it. And that's it for this random episode of recent video games pickups. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of my random pickups. Let me know what you've bought lately, and I'll see you again next time.